And welcome back to the sports scene. Sixers fans are worried. Eagles fans are happy. Flyers fans wondering how much longer the captain's going to stick around. So lots to talk about tonight with one of the great underrated voices in sports talk, Tony Cutillo from Heat Ratio Sports and Sirius XM. Tony, how are you, man? Good to have you.
I'm great, Jason. Thanks for having me, buddy.
It's a pleasure. All right, let's start with the Sixers. Simple question. Are you worried?
I'm very worried. I think we all need to be concerned a little bit, right? So when they made this trade, this almost has the 2001-esque to it because we needed a piece, right? So we got Harden. The problem is we weakened the bench. So if one of those guys on the bench does not wake up, whether it be Danny Green, whether it be Shake Milton, it's going to be a long postseason. It's going to be on the shoulders of Harden and Embiid. So they're going to have to play 40 minutes a night and take us to the promised land if we're going to succeed.
Interesting comparison to 2001. So you're talking about when they brought in Dikembe Mutombo. Where'd I get Manute from? Dikembe Mutombo?
Same height.
Yeah, right.
Same height, right? But yeah, exactly. They had Theo Radcliffe, and they felt like it wasn't going to be enough. So they took the shot with Dikembe, and him and AI had to go through Kobe and Shaq, and we know how that happened, right? So hopefully it's not the same scenario this year.
Yeah, a lot of deficiencies being exposed, as you said, the bench depth. But the transition defense, that's been a major problem this week. With all this in mind, Tony, how far do you see them going in the postseason?
Well, they're definitely going to go past the second round than they did the last couple of years. If not, I think we're going to have a riot in the city of Philadelphia. So I definitely expect them to go further than that. But the blueprint's out. If they can't run the floor like Brooklyn and you're shut like Denver, as you see right there, it's going to be a problem. So they're going to have to mix things up and really adjust, and that's going to be on Doc Rivers and the coaching staff.
Did I hear you say they definitely get past the second round?
100%. You could book that.
Okay. All right. I'm going to remember this. Let's mark this down. This is what Tony says. All right. Moving to football. Eagles improve the pass rush. Hassan Reddick signs with the Birds. Your thoughts on that deal?
I love it. 100% love it. One of the most consistent pass rushers in the last 2 years in the NFL. 23.5 sacks. Last year, the Eagles, the highest sack master in Josh Sweat, 7.5 sacks. So right now, Hassan comes in and leads the pack by at least 5. So good money deal. A guy that can do a lot of different things and just get into the quarterback. You heard his press conference the other day. He's just ready to play football, and he's Philly made, right from Temple.
Do you worry about them giving up size? I mean, Derek Barnett, we all know, was a penalty machine, but he had the size.
It's all about how they utilize him, right? He's going to do a lot of different things. So we see guys like Micah Parsons who, listen, he's not Micah Parsons, but he has that same vibe with the speed and able to get it to the quarterback. So Hugh Douglas was underrated and undersized as well, but he was a pretty good piece for us, right? So yeah. I think Hassan's going to be a good piece.
I love these references. You're taking me back with, Mutombo and Hugh Douglas. This is great. All right, were you disappointed Russell Wilson was traded to Denver? Did you want him here, or are you a Jalen Hurts guy?
I like Jalen. I'm not disappointed. I think it's good for Russ, but I think we would have gave up too much. We're in a rebuilding stage. We need too many pieces to be giving up the farm for a guy like Russell Wilson. Obviously we would love to have him if it was only one of those picks, but obviously it would have been more. Jalen's resilient. He's a great locker room guy, and let's just listen. He doesn't cost us anything, so let's go out and let's surround him with playmakers, Jason. That's what we need. Surround him with playmakers like everybody else in the NFL is doing.
Now, I know this could change after the draft next month with the 3 first-round picks, but as of right now, how do the Birds stack up in the division compared to, say, the Dallas Cowboys?
It's still always going to be the Birds and the boys. I mean, that's what it's going to be. Right now, the Giants aren't worthy yet. The Commanders obviously aren't worthy yet. So, So it's going to be what happens between these two teams. And right now, I think they're neck and neck. I think the Eagles get a couple pieces depending on what Dallas does, and it's going to go down to that last game of the year all the time, like it has the last 3 years. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I love the rivalry. All right, let's move to hockey. Claude Giroux playing in his 1,000th game last night for the Flyers. Huge deal. Only Bobby Clark has done that besides Giroux in the orange and black. Give me your thoughts on his career and what a huge accomplishment that is.
Very underrated. And I'm going to take my analyst hat off and put my fan cap on here and say, listen, this is a guy, 15 years, longest tenure center in Philadelphia Flyers history, right? Second all-time in assists, in points, in games played, 7-time All-Star. And again, 2010, great moment when he takes Sid the Kid off the face-off. So you got to like a guy like that. Blue-collar guy. He is Philly. He just doesn't get talked about enough, Jason, in my opinion. So he says the right things, does the right things, and I think we're going to miss him.
Well, you kind of led me to my next question. We're going to miss him. His time here, we all think is limited. Just a caveat, as of this taping, he's still a Flyer, but the trade deadline is coming up, I guess, Monday. So come Monday, is he still in the orange and black?
I would say 99.9% no. He hasn't traveled with the team this week, and as of this taping, it looks like they're trying to finalize the deal. And good for him. He's going to get the right Borg treatment. He's going to go out there and be able to win a cup somewhere, and I think that's what he deserves.
Oh, that's awesome. So the Flyers obviously have all sorts of problems. If you're the GM, what do you do?
Oof, man, you thought they've been through so many coaches, so many different organizational changes. Hey, listen, it's all about youth, and it's all about spending money wisely. So, and you have to stay healthy. We have the guy between the pipes. It all starts with the goalie. So as long as Carter Hart can continue to improve and elevate this game, it's all going to be about basically good free agent signings, good drafting, and hopefully everything leads from there.
All right, quickly, Tony, tell everybody what you're doing, where we can catch you, where we can hear you, where we can see you. You're a busy guy, I know that.
Yeah, put your hat on here. But every Tuesday night, Heat Ratio Live. We do that live on Heat Ratio Sports, live and remote, obviously in Bucks County at Steam Pub. You catch all 7-day programming on Heat Ratio Sports. Catch me Monday through Friday, Win Daily Sports, doing an NBA pre-lock show and Major League Baseball. Series on the weekends and on Saturday nights, or Sunday nights, 9 to 11. And as always, publicist, Rise and React Media, my own PR company. So I'm working with clients every single day.
Awesome. Tony, glad we could finally do this. Good to have you on. And I have to say, before I let you go, I love your basement. So nice job.
Thanks, buddy. We'll be over one day.
There you go. All right, still ahead on the sports scene tonight. The GOAT decides to unretire. What do fans think about that? We'll get some fan feedback next.